Let me show you guys because I haven't. Hey my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a while. I'm so excited to do this video of a recap from my second trimester. Obviously right now I'm in my third trimester. I'm actually 31 weeks as of today as I'm recording this video. So I'm well into my third trimester. I'm almost at the tail end of everything. Super excited. I got 2 months left before I meet my baby, and I just want to share some tidbits, best practices, products that I used, things that got me through my second trimester, because it was completely different from the first. And even now, being in my third trimester, it's like night and day. So they've all been different and unique in their own way. So I can't wait to share my personal experience and things that I would possibly recommend if you're going through some things during your second trimester. If you missed the first trimester, make sure you check out the link in the description box below, and I'll also I'll include it in a clip so you guys can kind of get a sneak peek of my announcement. But yes, if you're interested in my second trimester recap, then stay tuned. All right, y'all. So for starters, my second trimester was a breeze. Compared to the first trimester, honey, which took me through it, like I felt, oh my gosh, I felt super duper lethargic. I didn't have any energy. Half the time I was in the bed, couldn't get up, couldn't even work out, y'all, which was a huge shock to me. My eating was all over the place. It was very sporadic. I ended up losing a little bit of weight. I was very small compared to the growth that I've seen in my second trimester. Those first 3 months, like, I had a lot of nausea, like, throughout the day. It was just a feeling of constant, like, imbalance in my body. I just didn't feel good. Like, my head didn't feel good. My stomach didn't feel good. And, you know, I had the vomiting, of course. Sorry, y'all. I had the vomiting, of course, that was going on. It wasn't super frequent like some women may experience, but I could count on 2 hands how many times I vomited. And it wasn't fun. It was not fun at all. And like, ladies, I know you guys, a lot of you guys understand, like, the struggle with vomiting when you're pregnant. It hurts. It's like, it's not a normal vomit, if it makes sense. It really does hurt. It takes a lot out of you. You trying to control the back end while you coming out of the front end. Is just horrible. Sorry to paint that image for you, but it's not fun at all. But like I said, going into the second trimester, a couple weeks into it, I felt like a totally different person. Like, my energy was back. I was back working out downstairs in our garage because we have a home gym. So I was super excited about that. I was going on my walks regularly. My appetite was back, so I could actually enjoy food, and I didn't have that metallic taste that I had experienced a lot during my first trimester. I was doing a lot of spitting, and I had the aftertaste thing going on. So I was back to eating regular foods. I just felt like myself again. I was super excited. So I was actually beginning to enjoy the pregnancy, because I think the thing about the first trimester, it was just a hormonal whirlwind for me. So I just got hit with boom, and my body is not used to that, because I personally think, because I balance so much of my hormones with my nutrition, and you know, my neurotransmitters and things like that with my nutrition and my workout regimens, that being pregnant, being on birth control for the past 1.5 years, it threw me for a loop, and my body was just not prepared for it at all. So the first trimester really took me out of the game. But like I said, second trimester, I pretty much skated through. I enjoyed most of it, and God, I was praying to the heavens to get rid of the nausea and that and the lethargy. Like, being so tired, it was affecting my productivity, and for me, that's a problem. So not only was I not working out, which obviously that's what I do, but in addition to that, I just mentally didn't feel like I could do much. So because I was in the bed so much, I wasn't doing a lot of work my first trimester. So I wasn't communicating a lot with clients, prospects. I wasn't doing any calls. I wasn't creating new content or anything. So it took a lot out of me mentally and emotionally, and it impacted me as well on the business end. So it was just a lot of juggling. But like I said, I got back into everything, shooting content, working out, eating regularly, just feeling a whole lot better emotionally by the time the second trimester just rolled around. So like I said, it was completely just a whole shift altogether. It felt like night and day, honestly, going from the first 3 months to the second 3 months. And even now, going into the third trimester, since I've been here for a couple weeks, it feels different than where I was in the second trimester. But I'll talk about that in the next video. But yeah, so that's kind of the transition that I experienced. And I know every pregnancy is different with every woman, even multiple pregnancies. Like if you have multiple children, those experiences can vary as far as what you deal with, your emotions, physically, all of those factors, you know, they just pan out differently, you know, depending on where you are in your life, physically, emotionally, all those things. But yeah, so that was kind of my experience. If you can resonate with that, make sure you guys let me know what your experience was with your second trimester. I've researched, and what I've gathered is that the second trimester tends to be one of the easier ones, just because your body, your hormones kind of start to level out, and you start to get more used to it, and your body isn't at the point where the baby is so big that it's starting to weigh on you and you're starting to feel aches and pains. So the second trimester is usually like the most comfortable of the three, usually, from what I've seen from a lot of women and what they've told me. So I can resonate with that. That was my experience thus far. That was probably, at this point in time, I would say the best part of the pregnancy, even though I have about 10 weeks, well, about 9 weeks left. 9 weeks left, unless he decides to come early. So yeah, that was my experience. So now I am going to tell you guys a little bit about like some of the products that I've used and things that I've become acclimated with and things that have worked for me in my second trimester. All right, hold on. So before I jump into like products and stuff that I use, I'll talk a little bit more about me and baby's health over that 3-month period of my second trimester. For me, things were really, like I said, it was copacetic. Everything was fluid. When I would go to my prenatal appointments, everything would come back flying colors. I had no issues whatsoever when they did lab tests. When they checked for measurements and gestation of the baby, he always measured like right on the week he was supposed to. And yeah, like I said, I just felt a whole lot better. My eating was more consistent, and I could eat a variety of food because I had a very carb dense first trimester. That's all I really could stomach. But yeah, I ended up getting back into eating like greens and fruits a lot during the second trimester. Like even now, just a lot of grapes, strawberries, apples. Those are my favorite things to eat as far as fruit. Like raspberries, blackberries, and stuff like that. I was drinking more water, I feel like, in my second trimester as well, because like I said, even in the first couple months, like water was making me throw up. And that's how bad it was. It was horrible. Because y'all know I'm a water a junkie, just because I'm so active. Like even on my desk, I have like 50 million bottles. But it was to the point where I could only stomach particular water. Like the faucet water, I couldn't drink it here at home. The filter water, even from the fridge, I didn't care for it too much. Certain brands would not work. So the only water that I could really stomach and that I absolutely loved is this Great Value water from Walmart. So we get like bulks of these, and I try to run through as many of these as I can. For some reason, I don't know what it is, I've tried so many different types of water, and so many different brands, but none of them sit well with me. They make me gag, or it just makes my, in the pit of my stomach, I just feel this uneasy feeling. But for some reason, I can drink this water all day long. They're purified drinking water. It says with flavor enhancing minerals. And I mean, like I said, it's from Walmart, and that's been getting me through the whole pregnancy. Even now, as y'all can see, it's like, I wish I could show y'all. I have a 40-pack like right next to my desk. That's the only water that sits right with me. It really is. It's the weirdest thing ever. So I try to take them with me when I'm out and about running errands, when we're out. We just got back from Florida last week, so I was out of town. So obviously I didn't have access to the water, and it was a little bit of a struggle for me. You know, when we would go out to eat, I would get my water with lemon, try to put a little lemon in it to give it a little, you know, kick. But the bottled waters I was drinking, it was not doing it. And when you're out of town, you know, I try to drink even more water, especially because it's hot. It's the summertime. It's 80, 90 degrees. We're walking. So you're burning a lot of calories. You tend to not be eating the best. So I try to make up a water, and my water, I could tell it was declining, which is bad because, you know, you want to drink as much for the baby and building up that amniotic fluid that's in your body. So yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle, but this has been my safe haven. Safe haven. I don't know, because it's so funny. Before my pregnancy, I'm a water snob. Like, first of all, I'm from St. Louis, so I only drink faucet and tap water when I'm in St. Louis. We have the best in the country. If you haven't known that fact, you need to do some research, and I bet you would be able to find validation of that statement. But not only that, I was just really particular. I always used to drink Smart Water, or what else? It was Smart Water, Life Water, sometimes Evian, Essential, maybe. What's the one with the C? Sometimes I drink that. But I was a water snob, so I'm very particular about the water that I consume. So the fact that I ended up, you know, really getting into this was weird for me. Not because of the brand per se, because it's kind of like an off-brand water, but I figured, you know, Smart Water would still be, you know, my go-to, but it didn't even sit right with me. It's weird. So anywho, that's kind of where I am. But yeah, like I said, health has been amazing. No red flags have come back from, you know, my OB or midwives, and I'm just super excited about that. One difference that I did notice is that my urination did increase in frequency as I got further along in my pregnancy. I feel like I was kind of going to the bathroom a little bit more, and that could be because I started drinking more water. So I just had to, my body had to rid of that water more. And then obviously the baby is growing, so it's putting more pressure on my bladder. So yeah, frequency in urination started to increase. What else? I was still eating a very high carb diet. Cause carbs just, I don't know, they just comfort me. I feel fuller. But I was accepting meat better, because the first trimester I really couldn't stomach meat. It just wasn't appealing at all. I would smell it, I would look at it, and it would just turn me all the way off. But I was, you know, eating chicken, eating fish, probably not as much as I wanted to, because I was trying to really concentrate on eating more seafood to get those omega-3 and 6 fatty acids, you know, which is good for the brain development of the baby. But yeah, other than that, I mean, like I said, it was smooth sailing. I was super duper happy for that transition, because like I said, I prayed to the gods. I prayed. I was like, please get me out of this funk, because it's affecting my mental, it's affecting my money, it's affecting, you know, a lot of different things. But yeah, all in all, everything was awesome. We had the gender reveal, which was amazing. Obviously, as you guys know by now, because I'm sure you guys have seen all the videos and posts, we are expecting a healthy, happy baby boy. We already came up with a name, which we'll save for you guys for a future video. And yes, he has, and you guys can even see we got the little playpen / bassinet back here. So we're getting ready for his arrival because it's getting closer and closer, and our baby shower is in about 2.5 weeks in St. Louis. So yeah, like I said, we're getting down to it at this point. But now I want to show you guys a couple of the products that I've used. These are the prenatals that I've used. Nature Made. You can get these at Walgreens, at Walmart, any drugstore usually. I get the ones with the multi plus DHA, 200 milligrams. And it has about 19 plus vitamins and minerals in it. From vitamin A to all the way down to vitamin B12, iron, magnesium, zinc, omega-3 fatty acids, biotin, folate, of course, for folic acid. And I like this one because there's no artificial flavors, it's gluten-free. And I did the gummies the first trimester, and I went through those because they just tasted so good. But it just didn't sit right with me doing gummies for some reason. Because, I don't know, the processing to get the consistency to gummy, a lot of times I feel like they burn out some of the nutritional value as they're melting down and creating the gummy. And then, as y'all know, gummy can have pork in it. It's just a lot of different things. So I just decided to go with the soft gel. And I've heard some complaints that it's hard to stomach. It's hard to stomach the soft gels or prenatals, period, because they're so big. But quite honestly, I don't know. I mean, this isn't that big to me. Because, like, my best friends and a couple of them said, like, it was really hard. Let me show you. Ooh, let me show you guys if I can. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't have problems swallowing pills. I don't know. This is not an issue for me. I also, you guys may have heard of Pink Stork. Oh, and I take one of these prenatals once a day. This is Pink Stork. They are a maternity brand. They have a lot of wellness products for women, especially in pregnancy. So this is a prenatal biotin, or prenatal probiotic, I'm sorry. And it comes 30 in a bottle. And like I said, this is a really popular brand. I'll link it in the description below. I don't take these every day. I take these every once in a while. That's why I still have some left. But anytime I feel like, you know, my pH is off, or, you know, my body just needs some balancing, I'll take the probiotic. But I haven't been taking her every day. But yes, they do have some awesome products. I saw some bath products for, you know, just calming the body. They have tons. I would recommend checking them out. They're a very popular brand. Also, as far as stretch marks and growth goes, because you guys know, and actually let me show you guys, because I haven't showed you guys the bump. That's where I am. This is 31 weeks though, so I'm a little further out from the second trimester now. But as I was starting to get bigger, which I think me having such a strong core and abs has helped my stomach stay pretty proportioned, and it wasn't stretching like my size, and like my gestation in my stomach wasn't looking as big. So it took a while for a lot of people to even recognize I was pregnant. And that's because, like I said, I have so much strength in my abdominal muscles, and that directly affects the rate at which, you know, your stomach actually protrudes. But anyway, as I started to see growth beforehand, my mom was like, yeah, you should start using cocoa butter or something, you know, don't wait until you start seeing stretch marks. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So around the early second trimester is when I started applying some creams and stuff. This particular one is by Palmer's Cocoa Butter. This is a trusted brand in most households. This is the tummy butter for stretch marks. Helps reduce the appearance of stretch marks, and obviously it's made particularly for women who are expecting in pregnancy. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find, there we go. And it has a lot of collagen in it for elasticity, argan oil, shea butter, elastin, free of mineral oil, free of parabens. Yeah, and I completely ran out of this one, so I ended up buying another one. And I got this from Walmart as well, and I'm pretty sure they probably have these at Walgreens and most drugstores. But as y'all can see, I mean, I really have no stretch marks as of now, so we'll see. And I just ate. All right. All right, so outside of the prenatal pills and the body stretch cream apps that I use, there are a couple apps on my phone that I've used during my pregnancy. I've used about 3 baby pregnancy apps. One is Baby Center, the other is Baby Scripts, and then the last one is Flow. I was paying for the subscription for Flow, and then I stopped because I got access to the other apps that was through my like obstetrician and everything. So it literally just keeps me updated on different articles. It provides you forums to chat with other pregnancy women, you know, in their pregnancy journey. It gives you, you know, facts and good info and tidbits about where you are in your pregnancy. It lets you know which week you're in and the gestation, the size of the baby, the weight of the baby. And it says little things like, your baby is the size of a coconut. Your baby is the size of a fanny pack. Things like that, which is kind of cute. So I make sure I check those, and they have given me really, really good information. Flow has a lot of good resources, a lot of good, it has a portal with a lot of different videos on, you know, stretching, yoga, what to eat, things like that. All of the apps do. So I recommend, if you're in your pregnancy journey, to download some of these baby apps, because they can be very useful. And they also give you updates on what to expect at that week, you know, as far as your baby's development, as far as, you know, your symptoms and what you're feeling, so you don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel some weird, you know, weird movements in my stomach. They'll let you know, okay, your baby is starting to kick a little bit stronger now, or now you should start monitoring the kicks, things like that, that you may not have known prior. With that being said, I am a part of a maternity, a virtual maternity group called SPORA, which has been amazing thus far in my pregnancy journey. It's a, like I said, a virtual group. I learned about it through my cousin who's expecting as well, and they do different cohorts. So I think this cohort that I'm in are mothers that are expecting in July, August, and September of 2022, and it's centered directly around helping minority women, or minority mothers in particular, because we tend to not have a lot of access to certain, you know, knowledge and resources, and know the power that we possess when it comes to controlling our birth plan, and the delivery and, you know, growth of our babies. So it's been super helpful. I've learned so much. We have what's called bump groups via Zoom, live, like every 2 to 3 weeks, on different subjects. We've talked about, you know, the granny midwives, and how women used to, you know, have natural births outside the hospital before it became big business, and they started realizing how much money they can make off of, you know, hospitalized pregnancies. We talked about doulas, midwives, birth centers, talked about nutrition during pregnancy and the different, you know, phases of your pregnancy. We also talked about the different cycles and phases of pregnancy, delivery, C-sections, how to plan your birth plan, how to take tours of the OB triage in your hospital facility if you're doing a hospital birth. So much that I would never have known had I not joined that program, and it was completely free. And they also provided me with some awesome tools. They gave me a pulse oximeter to check my blood oxygen levels every day in the app that they give us. And also I check my blood pressure every day. They gave us a blood pressure monitor, so you can learn about what your regular vitals look like. So you can know when you have an alarming situation where you need to call your OB, call your midwife, call your doula. Hey, I got XYZ going on. My blood pressure is not normal. It's super high right now. It could be, you know, a warning for preeclampsia, or it could be something, signal gestational diabetes, anything. But they gave us these resources. Like I said, it was completely free. I was mind boggled. And it's allowed me to now know my vitals and what's regular for me. And like I said, we monitor them in the app every day. and it's just been awesome. So I'll try to link it in the description below for any of my expecting mothers, or if you're planning on conceiving, I'll try to drop some resources for you guys to check that out, and maybe you can get into one of the upcoming groups as well. So next recommendation is my pregnancy pillow. Oh, this big guy, which I got off Amazon. I got her towards my second trimester because I know some of the ladies get it early. And I like it. It's pretty comfortable. We've taken it on the road trip as well, which we did last week. My guy, he loves it. He be cuddled up with it at night. And it helps, especially as your stomach starts to get bigger. I haven't really had a whole lot of trouble with sleeping, and I know for some women they have sleepless nights, and it's very common. But I mean, honestly, my sleep hasn't been too horrible. It hasn't been too bad. But yeah, pregnancy pillow, I recommend it. Especially, like I said, as you get further in your journey and your stomach starts to expand and grow, it just helps with comfortability, and things of that nature. It also absorbs heat well. So if you're noticing like your body temperature is heating up at night now, because maybe you're gaining weight, and I would recommend it. So Amazon has a host of them. They have tons of them. I'll actually link the one that I have in my Amazon shop, which will be in the description box as well, along with all my other pregnancy must-haves. In addition to that, let's see. Let me check my notes. What else we got? So, talked about the water. Oh, so Kegels. So I've been practicing my Kegels a lot more, especially in the second trimester, which is you tightening that pelvic muscle area, ladies. And I've heard some awesome things about Kegels in the easing of birth and labor and delivery. So I've had ladies tell me, you know, she said working on my Kegels pretty much every day helped me have seamless labor and births with both of my sons. She said she didn't tear at all, and it just allowed, like I said, it allows you to strengthen that pelvic floor, which is very, very important for continence, and, you know, just making sure you tighten that area, your uterus area and stuff like that, and bladder, so you won't have to worry about all of that, you know, dripping and leakage that comes before and after pregnancy. So I've been doing that I'm trying to do it like 5 minutes a day, especially as I'm getting close. So if you guys want more information about that, then I definitely recommend you guys doing some research on pelvic floor muscles, Kegels. A lot of this you can just do in bed, or you can do even just sitting, like right now. I can do it just sitting right here. You don't really need a whole lot. But yeah, those are the products that I pretty much used thus far in my pregnancy, primarily in my second trimester. If you guys have any recommendations for products that you used or you would recommend as I get further along in my journey, trust me, I welcome all suggestions and feedback. So make sure you guys drop it in the comments below. So like I touched on before, I have been working out more in my second trimester. So I had ended up getting back into the gym, lifting weights about 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, taking it easy, not overdoing it, but still making sure I'm working on my mobility, my stretching, you know, keeping my muscles fairly active. So once I get back into it after the baby comes, it'll be more of a smoother transition than me just, oh, I took 9 months off, now let me jump into this. Let's see. I've been walking about 20 minutes. I try to walk at least once a day. Some days I don't make it outdoors because it's gotten super hot. But I was walking pretty consistently during my second trimester. We usually would take a walk, a stroll, you know, with the kids, or just to the mailbox every day, which helps to get you moving, blood pumping, get you some vitamin D and some fresh air, and get you out of the seat, especially if you're working from home like I am. I'm sitting down quite a bit, so it's important to get up and move your body and stop sitting on them glutes, because them glutes are going to deplete. And I'm super mad because my glutes have taken a hard hit, but trust me, they'll be back. They'll be back juicy and voluptuous as ever after baby comes and I get transitioned into motherhood. And yep, like I said, I'm just staying hydrated with my water. I'm doing some light stretches here and there, and like I said, working on my Kegels. I've been using the pregnancy ball as well here and there. So yeah, that's pretty much what my regimen has looked like through the second trimester. At this point, we are deep into the baby shower planning where I am now, but we have started towards the end of the second trimester, started planning, which will be, like I said, in St. Louis this upcoming month. And I'm not really planning it at all. One of my best friends, my mom, and her friend, who is an event coordinator, event planner, they're pretty much handling everything. I just told them, hey, I want this to be the theme, the colors, and they have been facilitating everything, and it's coming along really well. So I can't wait to experience this moment with my family and close friends in St. Louis to help welcome baby K, Brilliance baby, into the world. And yes, if you guys are interested, want to support or want to, you know, help or send a gift to, you know, Brilliance baby, then my baby registries are linked below, and we are eternally grateful for any gifts that you send, big or small. It's all a blessing, and we appreciate you even thinking of us. But yeah, we're registered at Target and Amazon, so if you guys would like to send something, then we greatly appreciate it. We do. So I did want to talk a little bit about pre-pregnancy health before conception. I do feel like it is very, very vital, and it plays an enormous part in your experience during your pregnancy, first, second, and third trimester, and postpartum, right? So even the fourth trimester. I feel like what you do up until your conception is going to determine how well you deal with it mentally, physically, emotionally. And I feel like because I'm so active and so mindful of my health, it's allowed me to experience such a seamless second trimester. Even now in the third trimester, it's pretty seamless as well, even though some of the symptoms from first trimester are trying to creep back in. Like, I'm not as energetic, and I think that's because the baby is getting bigger. So now I'm starting to experience I'm experiencing a little bit of ache and pain here and there, because my body isn't used to carrying all this weight in my core. But that's a video, like I said, that's a video for another day. But I do believe that the more you take care of yourself, the more you're proactive with your health, the better off you're going to be when you conceive. So mamas, if you plan on having another baby, this could be a totally different experience from your other ones based off of how you're taking care of yourself now. If you haven't had children yet, or you're wanting to have children soon or later on down the line, I would highly recommend you prioritizing your health, your fitness, your wellness, because it helps not only you, but it's also going to help baby as well. Because like I said, I mean, up until this point, and I'm 31 weeks now, like I've had no concerns whatsoever health-wise in regards to me or my baby. And like I said, my whole second trimester, I pretty much enjoyed it. A lot of the time, I didn't even feel pregnant. I just felt super regular. And I got compliments the entire time throughout my second trimester about how I was carrying my baby so well, how my belly was so cute, how I just looked amazing relative to some of the women. They were like, oh my gosh, during my pregnancy, I felt nothing like that. I looked nothing like that. And I feel like because, I mean, I was just set up for, you know, a more seamless pregnancy, because I was already super healthy and super active, and I had the muscle mass to, you know, start to deal with the stretching of my body, right? To deal with the growth of a baby in my stomach, right? Strength training is key, ladies. Health is key. Nutrition is key. So I definitely recommend, if you're planning on having kids in the future, for the first time or second, third, fourth, fifth time, no matter what, it's never too late to turn over a new leaf and create a healthy lifestyle. So if you need help with that, I will be certified in my pre and postnatal coaching certification. So I'll be able to help you ladies and mamas even more in a very high capacity. So make sure you guys book a free one-on-one call with me, strategy call, so we can talk about where you are and how we can really get you to the next level of your journey. So yes, ladies, that is a recap. That is the story of my second trimester and the experiences that I've dealt with, the products that I've used, the transition that I've experienced. as we welcome little baby here soon. I appreciate you guys for following me on my journey, checking out all my content, continuing to support me and send encouraging and loving words. I really, really am truly grateful. It means so much. Ladies, like I said, I'm continuing to coach, continuing to stay active myself as baby gets closer and closer to their due date. But yes, y'all, stay tuned for my 3rd trimester recap. By that point in time, you guys will hopefully be able to see Brilliance baby, and he'll be here in the flesh. I'm super excited. Y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. I'm so freaking excited for my baby, to meet my baby. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for being here virtually, because you could have been absolutely anywhere right now, but you decided to be here. And for that, I love and appreciate you as always. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video coming soon. Please drop any recommendations, any, best practices, anything of that nature that you feel like could help not only me, but another mom that's expecting for the first time. And yes, we gotta create this village, and we gotta continue to spread the wealth and the knowledge, right, amongst us. So like I said, I appreciate you guys for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.